Hello, everybody. Let's get ourselves sorted for week 12 in Astronomy 152. We only have week 12, 13, and 14 left on the schedule. So here we are in the sprint to the finish line. Let's make sure that we pay attention and don't drop the ball because we do have a pretty crammed schedule for the last couple of weeks. And I ask you that you bear with me so we can make it through and then we can wash our hands of fall 2020 and call at least the astronomy portion a success. So let's just go ahead and dive right into the announcements so you're very aware and you can stay on top of everything in the Astronomy 152 world. So, quiz 5 is this week. Many of you have already taken the quiz. Some of you are currently taking the quiz as I'm filming this. As always, you'll have until 9 p.m. tonight, and then tomorrow I'll review the results. I will release some information about the most missed concepts to help get everybody pulled up to where I'd like you to be and to offer you a little bit of additional explanation on the concepts that were not included in the videos or in the lecture notes. And then that way you can interact with me, continue to ask me questions to get to where you want to be for the second attempt this Thursday. And then that way, hopefully, if you choose to take the second attempt, you can improve your quiz 5 grade and be proud of all the learning that you have done. With such a tight schedule, quiz 6 is next week. That's week 13. I've already released the quiz 6 hints on Canvas. Please go have a look at them. What is quiz 6 going to cover? It covers unit 2, part 3. That's the interstellar medium, or the ISM for short. It's what we covered last week in class. And then this week, or at least the first half of this week, quiz 6 will include unit 3, part 1, star formation, all the way up through and including the information on the initial mass function and brown dwarfs. So be sure to have a look at the quiz 6 hints after you are done with quiz number 5. And please remember that we only have these last 3 weeks and then we're done. And it is a little bit of a sprint to the end. Exam 3 is the last full week of classes. That's week number 14. The must-knows will be available to you soon. And then that way you can really start sorting out your schedule so you can finish up the fall 2020 and then go home for Thanksgiving break. Your exam 2 grades are posted on Canvas. Please have a look to make sure that those look appropriate. If you find any anomalies, please reach out and let me know, and I can investigate if you think there is something wrong. I have finally settled on some dates for the final exam. It turns out the university is not offering a whole lot of suggestion or really any information at all about how to conduct your final exams in an asynchronous class. So I have decided to just open up a wide window for the first 3 days of final exams. Let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. And you'll have any time within this window of the first 3 days to take the final exam and be done with the class. So the window will be from 9 a.m. on Wednesday, the 2nd of December. That's the first day of finals. And that window will remain open where you can log on and take the quiz at your take the final at your leisure all the way until 11:59 on Friday, the 4th of December. So that gives you Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Pick the 2-hour window that will best suits your schedule to take the final exam. And yes, once you start the final, you have 2 hours to complete this comprehensive exam. I haven't decided what the total question count is. Usually it's around 80 to 90-ish questions for a comprehensive final. And since it is a comprehensive final, that is the most difficult part. I try to pull back on the overall difficulty of the exam because the difficulty is the breadth of the exam. And also, as a comprehensive final, I don't want this to be the make or break part of the semester for you with a single huge exam, a single huge assessment. So the comprehensive final is only worth 5% of your total grade, which is an amount where it should give you the opportunity, the mobility to improve your grade if you're trying to, say, bump up a letter grade or to go from a letter grade to a plus of that letter grade. Remember that in this class, I don't apply minuses. So an A is an A. There is no A minus as far as I'm concerned. So you will not have that weird decrement to your GPA. A B is a B. There are no B minuses, but I do award pluses because I think a job well done deserves a little bit of a pat on the back and a little bit of a boost to your GPA. All right, so some additional information for you to help you get your mind around the final. first thing is how I'm going to release the grades. So once we are done with exam 3, once we have finished uh, let's see here. Once we have finished week 14, I'll have all your grades, all your exam grades, all your homework grades, all your engagement exercise grades, all your quiz grades. That will allow me to calculate what your current average is in this class. What is your current grade minus the final? And I will release that on Canvas as your current grade in the class. So you can say, oh, this is my grade in the class. You don't have to worry about if Canvas is calculating your grade correctly or not. I will tell you that this is your grade in the class. That will be very useful information to you. Also useful to you is I'm going to release your grade if you skip the final. I'll call this your walk-away grade, where you can just walk away from the class, or rather, maybe I should call it your log-off grade this semester. Uh, yeah, I might have to do that. So this will be your grade in the class if you choose to skip the final and take that 5% hit. Of course, it's going to be 5% lower than your current average, but I'll still list it there so you can see it. And then that way, you'll know whether or not you want to decide to spend the time to study and take the final. For example, if you have an 87 in the class, if you choose to skip the final, you'll end up with an 82. And a B is a B. You will have no change in your grade if you skip the final. You could take the final and potentially bump your grade up, but at an 87, you might not be able to go all the way up to a 90. If you have a 95 and you skip the final, you'll have a 90, and an A is an A. That way, you can have as much information as I can give you about whether or not you want to take the final, if you want to go ahead and spend the time studying for that 5% of the course grade. Please also note that there are those extra credit opportunities which are worth up to plus 5% added to your final grade in the class, which could replace the final exam. You do all the extra credit, you earn 100% of the extra credit, you do it all appropriately, so I add plus 5 to your final grade. That would offset skipping the final. It would essentially count as a perfect score, perfect 100 on the final. Or you can take the final, get that 5%, and earn an additional 5% by doing the extra credit opportunities, which is a half a letter grade added to your final grade in this class, which would take that 87 and move it to a 92 if you got plus 5 extra credit points. Also, please don't forget, I have office hours twice per week. Go ahead and log in. Let me know how you're doing, how you're dealing with the course, or if you have any questions about any of the material. And finally, just posting all, this is it for pretty much assignments other than the engagement exercises. So for week 12, we have the week 12 engagement exercise as always. It'll be due this Sunday, the 8th of November at 11:59 p.m. As always, this will be available to you on Thursday evening. I've been good about that all semester, and I don't plan on failing and having to push it to Friday this week. You'll have an infinite number of tries to get the 10 that you deserve and you want to get. Homework 8 is due this week. That's Unit 2, Part 2, The Stars. It's a pretty big assignment, so I do suggest starting early. It is due this Wednesday, the 4th of November at 11:59 p.m. Again, this is not one you want to just go ahead and put off and think that you can get a great score by starting at 10 p.m. this Wednesday. At least use one attempt so you have a landscape of what the homework is like and what you really need to work on to get a good grade. Remember that the homework is worth 35% of your overall grade in this class. It is the single largest component of this class. And I want to make that because you have all the time in the world, well, maybe not all the time in the world, you have plenty of time, usually a week or more, to work on a homework assignment. You get multiple tries to get the grade that you want, to engage with the material and really show me that you've learned it. So I want to make the homework the largest portion of this class. On the horizon, we only have one more homework assignment, and I realize now I have a typo right here, becoming a theme of these videos to correct typos as I go. Our last homework assignment is going to be homework number 9. It's going to cover Unit 2, Part 3, the interstellar medium, and then Unit 3, Parts 1 and 2, which we'll be covering this week and next. That's star formation and the in stellar evolution, what happens post main sequence as the star starts to die? How does it go from a happy main sequence star to a dead star? The short of it is there are two options. If you're a low mass star, you die as a white dwarf. If you're a high mass star, it gets more exciting and you die in a supernova explosion. I do want to note that this homework assignment, the last homework assignment for the semester, homework number 9, that's due the Wednesday of week 14, that's the same week as exam 3. I don't normally like to have homework due after the exam that covers some of that material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that homework 9 is available to you early this week in week 12 so that you can choose to complete it prior to exam 3 to help you study for exam 3. And because of this, what I've done is I've really worked hard to make this homework assignment kind of an interactive must-knows for the exam. That's how I originally designed the homework assignment, and that's how I've been editing it for this semester so that it can really help you engage as an interactive must-knows to really help you prepare for exam 3. All right, so we have 3 weeks left. We have this week, week 13, and week 14. I've decided that that dangling week where we are supposed to have classes on Monday and Tuesday, we're not going to do anything in this class. I think we're all ready for the end of this semester, so I'm not going to shoehorn in any extra material. After week 14, we'll call it good for Astronomy 152, and you can start studying for the finals, or you can start planning out your winter break. All right, thank you for tuning in for the week 12 announcements and assignments. I will see you in this week's videos.